As we look ahead to winter 2025-26, anticipation is building across the country. Each year, winter brings its own set of challenges and surprises, and this season is shaping up to be no different. Early indicators suggest that we could be in for a memorable winter, with weather patterns already showing signs of dramatic shifts. AccuWeather forecasters predict a season of sharp contrasts across the United States. From the snow-packed mountains of the west to the milder, drier plains, the nation will experience a patchwork of winter weather. These contrasts are expected to be even more pronounced than in recent years, making it essential for everyone to stay informed and prepared. Some regions will see classic winter conditions with heavy snow and cold, especially in areas accustomed to harsh winters. Residents in these zones should brace for frequent snowfalls, icy roads, and the return of those bone-chilling temperatures that define the season. Meanwhile, other parts of the country may experience milder, drier weather with fewer snow days and more opportunities to enjoy the outdoors. For some, this could mean a welcome break from shoveling driveways and scraping windshields. The central U.S. could be in for a traditional snowy winter, with storms rolling in from the north and blanketing cities and farmlands alike. This region may see above-average snowfall, making it a season to remember for winter sports enthusiasts and snow lovers. On the other hand, the East Coast might see a less intense season than usual. While snow and cold are still in the forecast, the storms may be less frequent and less severe, offering a bit of relief for those weary of harsh winters. A dramatic Arctic cold blast is expected in February, potentially bringing true winter deep into the south. This could mean rare snowfalls and freezing temperatures in places that usually escape the worst of winter, so even southern states should be on alert. This forecast isn't one-size-fits-all. America's diverse climate zones mean winter will unfold differently everywhere. From the high peaks to the coastal plains, each region will have its own unique story to tell this season. The key takeaway: be prepared for surprises, from big snowstorms to sudden cold snaps. Rapid changes in weather can catch even seasoned locals off guard, so it's wise to keep an eye on forecasts and have a winter plan in place. The weather map promises plenty of action, from the Pacific Northwest to the Gulf Coast. Storms will travel across the continent, bringing a mix of rain, snow, and wind to different regions at different times. Let's break down what these predictions mean for each region and see how you can best prepare for whatever winter 2025-26 has in store. The Midwest, Great Lakes, and Ohio Valley are set for a classic snowy winter. A favorable storm track will bring frequent moisture-rich storms. Think major snow events for cities like Chicago, Detroit, and Cleveland. Consistent cold air means most storms will bring snow, not rain, leading to above-average snowfall. Expect a long winter, with snow starting early and lasting into late season. Mixed precipitation, snow, sleet, freezing rain, could cause travel headaches and power outages. Winter sports enthusiasts will love it, but commuters and city services should stay alert. This region is shaping up to be the epicenter of snow for winter 2025-26. Prepare for a robust, active season. The Pacific Northwest Mountains are in for a strong start, with heavy snow expected through January. Steady Pacific storms will dump deep powder on the Cascades and Bitterroots. Great news for ski resorts and water supplies. Orographic lift will fuel impressive snow totals early in the season. The pattern may shift after January, but the early snowpack should last well into spring. This bodes well for the region's rivers, reservoirs, and winter sports. Even if storms ease later, the solid base will be crucial. The Northwest can look forward to a healthy, snowy kickoff to winter. A unique setup could bring one or two major snow events from the central and southern plains to the Appalachians. Clashing air masses, cold from Canada, moisture from the Gulf, may create a battleground for heavy snow, especially in January or February. Cities unaccustomed to big snow, like those in Oklahoma and Tennessee, could see rare winter shutdowns. These storms would hit during the coldest months, ensuring snow instead of rain. The region won't be buried all winter, but should be ready for high-impact events. A single storm could cause major disruptions, especially where snow removal resources are limited. Winter here may be quiet at times, then suddenly memorable. Stay alert for forecast updates as midwinter approaches. The Northeast's I-95 corridor, Boston, NYC, Philly, DC, should see more snow than last year, but still less than historical averages. Most major storms will track west, leaving coastal cities on the warmer, rainier side. Expect a mix of snow, sleet, and rain, with the rain-snow line playing a big role in totals. A few well-placed storms could still bring significant snow and disruptions. Overall, look for moderate snowfalls and several slushy, icy events, rather than deep powder. It's a step up from last winter, but not a return to classic snow-filled seasons. Travel impacts are likely, but relentless blizzards are not. For snow lovers, it'll be a winter of almosts and what-ifs. The South may start mild, but February could bring a powerful Arctic blast. States like Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi could see severe cold, snow, and ice, rare and disruptive for the region. Even a little ice can cause travel chaos and power outages in cities unaccustomed to winter weather. The memory of past Texas storms is a reminder. The South is vulnerable to extreme cold. This late-season event could be the most memorable part of winter for the region. Residents should have a plan for a few days of extreme cold and possible power disruptions. Don't let a quiet December or January lull you into complacency. Be ready for a sudden, serious taste of winter as February approaches. An Arctic blast is a dramatic surge of extremely cold, dense air that originates in the frigid expanse of the North Pole. This air mass is so cold and heavy that when conditions are right, it can break free and rush southward, traveling thousands of miles in just a matter of days. The phenomenon is both awe-inspiring and potentially dangerous, as it brings a taste of polar winter to regions that are usually much milder. The key to unleashing an Arctic blast is the jet stream, a fast-moving river of air high above the Earth's surface. When the jet stream dips far to the south, it acts like an atmospheric highway, allowing this icy air to spill out of the Arctic and sweep across North America. As the Arctic air arrives, temperatures can plummet by 30 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit in just hours. Thermometers drop rapidly, frost forms on windows, and people scramble to bundle up against the sudden biting wind. The speed and intensity of the temperature drop can catch communities off guard, making it a serious weather event. Sometimes the cold air travels so far south that it reaches the Gulf of Mexico, bringing snow and ice to places where winter weather is almost unheard of. Imagine palm trees dusted with snow, or southern cities blanketed in white. These are rare sights that only happen during the most intense Arctic blasts. When this frigid air collides with warm, moist air from the Gulf, it can trigger dangerous snow and ice storms. Roads become slick and hazardous, and even areas that rarely see snow can experience travel disruptions, power outages, and school closures. For many, it's a reminder of how quickly the weather can change. The predicted February Arctic blast is a textbook example of this phenomenon. Meteorologists are closely watching the forecast, as the jet stream is expected to dip sharply, steering a mass of polar air deep into the southern United States. With the jet stream acting as a conveyor belt, the coldest air from the Arctic will surge southward, reaching areas that are usually spared from such extreme winter conditions. This setup can lead to record-breaking lows and unusual winter weather far from the polar region. These dramatic events highlight how interconnected our planet's weather systems are. A shift in the jet stream, thousands of miles away, can bring sudden, severe cold to places that are normally warm, reminding us of the power and unpredictability of nature. Understanding Arctic blasts helps explain why southern states can go from mild, almost spring-like weather to a deep freeze overnight. It's a dramatic transformation that can leave people surprised and scrambling to adapt. As we head into winter, it's important for everyone, even those in the South, to be prepared for the possibility of an Arctic blast. Stocking up on supplies, staying informed, and knowing how to stay safe in extreme cold can make all the difference when the next big chill arrives. As we look ahead to winter 2025-26, a striking temperature divide will shape the weather across the United States. This season, the country will be split between regions locked in deep cold and others enjoying milder, even unusually warm conditions. The contrast will be more pronounced than in many recent years, setting the stage for a winter full of surprises. In the north-central states, places like North Dakota, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, residents should brace for a winter that's colder than average. Early and persistent snowpack will blanket the landscape, creating a deep layer of insulation that keeps temperatures low and the ground frozen for weeks on end. These states will experience frequent snowfalls, biting winds, and extended periods where the mercury barely rises above freezing. Snow acts like a giant mirror, reflecting sunlight back into the atmosphere. This effect, known as the albedo effect, prevents the sun's warmth from penetrating the ground, locking in the cold and making for a long, frigid season in this region. The snowpack not only keeps temperatures low, but also delays the arrival of spring warmth. Meanwhile, most of the country will experience a very different winter story. From the west coast to the southeast, and across much of the east, temperatures are expected to be average, or even above average. Many cities will see more days with mild sunshine, less snow accumulation, and fewer icy mornings than usual. Milder conditions will dominate the west, east, and southeast, inviting people outdoors to enjoy the gentler side of winter. While cold snaps can still happen, they'll be shorter and less intense. In places like California, the Carolinas, and even New York City, winter may feel more like an extended autumn, with only brief interruptions of true winter weather. This sharp temperature contrast sets up dramatic clashes between cold northern air and southern warmth. The boundary between these two air masses will be a battleground, shifting back and forth as weather systems move across the country. Along this dividing line, the atmosphere will be primed for action. The collision of frigid air from the north with warmer, moist air from the south will fuel the season's most active and intense storms, including heavy snowfalls, ice storms, and even wintertime thunderstorms. Even if your winter feels mild, remember that the deep northern cold is the engine driving the biggest weather events. The relentless chill in the north will send waves of cold air southward, sometimes catching warmer regions off guard with sudden drops in temperature and bursts of wintry weather. So, keep an eye on where these temperature contrasts develop. They'll set the stage for snow, cold snaps, and the most memorable moments of winter 2025-26, no matter where you live. In summary, winter 2025-26 will be a season of contrasts and surprises. The Midwest and Great Lakes will see classic snow, while the Northwest enjoys a strong early season. The Northeast gets a bit more snow, but not a blockbuster winter. The Plains to Appalachians corridor could see rare, high-impact storms. The South must prepare for a possible February Arctic blast. Long-range forecasts offer guidance, but local details will shift. Stay updated as winter unfolds. Preparation is key, whether you're bracing for snow, ice, or a mild season. This winter promises action, variety, and memorable weather across the country.